Today I'm going to show you how I add lights to my garlands. Now, today I'm using roping garland and I'm going to double it up. It's cut at 9 feet. Sometimes I use the pine with the little ties on them. Today I'm using this. Sometimes it depends on the design. If the design's heavy with like a lot of attachments, I like to use the roping garland. So I'm going to show you how I put the lights on. Usually, after I untie them, I kind of just let them fall into place on the other garlands, but in this case, I'm going to kind of like braid it in. But still, because this is 21 feet of lights, I have to fit it in a 9-foot space evenly. I try not to pull on it too much. So kind of just how it opens, leaving some room on the end. And you just kind of twist it in there. I'm covering it up with mesh, so it's not going to show. But basically, just go back and forth in and out. It makes it a lot easier. Like sometimes I just use whatever supplies I can get my hands on, especially in the off season. They don't always have these. I mean, the other garlands at a reasonable price. Sometimes they're like $30 for one. So unless it's around Christmas time. Anyway, these work too because, like I said, sometimes it'll have a lot of attachments and it's heavy when you hang it. So these work. I just started recently doubling them up, and I'll put everything on with pipe cleaners, and then I will finish it off when the design's final with all the ribbons and everything. I will finish it with zip ties to make it complete. But basically that's all I'm doing, just braiding it in. Nothing crazy. It'll stay because it's going to be zip tied every 12 inches. And go all the way down until, but I really genuinely don't pull on this too much because then you'll have like a big cluster of lights in one place and, you know, an even amount in the other. So I'm going to go finish this up and then maybe add on the next step. Okay, so now I got all my lights on and I'm going to take this mesh and just bunch it up. Like this. I'll cut all those frayed ends after when I secure it. Taking a pipe cleaner, I'm flipping the garland over and tying this mesh down like this. I'm going to take all the pipe cleaners off at the end and zip tie everything, but I still have more mesh to add. So anyway, and I'm going to gather it, pull it straight, like make sure it's even, gather it up. It's about 12 inches of mesh, and I'm going to poof it into a 10-inch space. Okay, and then add another pipe cleaner. Okay, so that's that poof, and we're going to do another one. Roll it out, pull it from here. So these two are like 10 inches, right? I'm going to pull about 12 inches of mesh, and I am going to poof it back in 10 inches. And then I'm just going to go all the way down. With the purple, and then I'll come back with another color. Okay, so I finished up the purple, and now I'm back in adding in my lime green. I'm going to just do the same thing, but sometimes I take it off and make sure that they're evenly bunched together, like the same size. Just going to tie that back down for now. It's going to be a lot of reshaping throughout. And you can use any size poofs you want in this, but the more poofs, the more like attachments you have to add. And this is just the formula that I have it at for my orders on Etsy. So keep it affordable, because otherwise the more attachments you add, that's where the money comes in. So anyway, I'm just going to go back and forth. So I already did a green on this side. I'm going to do a purple. Now I'm going to do one on this side. As I was going down, I noticed I have to make the poofs a little bit smaller so they're even, but I'm doing that as I add the purple in. But basically, just go back and forth. I alternate the sides. When I'm adding in the second color, I go from one side to the other. I'm going to come back in and poof these, but that's basically how you go in there and fluff it out. I'm going to be adding one more color straight down the middle. So now I'm going to this side. And then I'm just going to pull it. So if you're using a base that has its own ties, it's not as hard to like measure it, but sometimes it slides and stuff when you're going down the thing. So I'm just doing that to make sure that they're both evenly bunched. And then pulling it tight. Just the lights themselves have weight on them, and there's some people that like use suction cups and other kinds of hooks to hang these, so I want to make it as easy to hang as possible, but it's still not, skip out on all the fun stuff. So I'm just going all the way down side to side, and then I'll be back. Okay, so here's one of my favorite parts, aside from when it's all finished with the ribbons and the attachments, but when I add the main mesh, the main character. These are just the base. Then I'll take my fancy mesh and attach it like a bin. I flip it over to start it on the end. I'm gonna, like I said before, I'm gonna zip tie this all together. When I'm done, I just do it so I can like open and close the pipe cleaners and keep adding until I'm done building. But so here's that, and now I just take it and I'm gonna go right down the middle of the whole thing. No back and forth. Just kind of be careful because mesh sticks together. It gets really frustrating. Just be careful. The less you handle it, the better. I'm just tying it in there, and then I'm gonna wait until I have my zip ties on to like really pull it out, pull it apart, and fluff it so it doesn't, I forget, but just going straight down the middle. Oh, so the zip tie, pipe cleaners don't come undone. Because I'm just measuring out, like I know how much mesh goes in each section. Then I'll come back and fluff it. I gotta add my ribbons. I gotta add all the attachments. But right now, I'm just pulling it, puffing it out, and tying it in each section. And then this way you'll be able to see both colors from the sides. Like it won't just be all purple or all green. It'll alternate. But then this is the main mesh, the main event. I will go all the way down, and then I'm gonna come back and add ribbons, and I'll show you how I make the bow, some of my attachments that I'm gonna add, and then some little Frankensteins on the end. And it's gonna be really cute. So I'll be right back. Now I'm gonna start adding my ribbons and my zip ties. I skipped the first poof because we put a bow there. So I'm just gonna take 3 ribbons that I cut, and I can't remember which ones go with what. Okay, so it's these 3. Take these 3, and I'm just gonna pinch them together. Undo the pipe cleaner, then zip it. I don't necessarily always pull it as tight as it can go on the first. Like I just put it on there. So I told you I like to go back at the end and fluff and make sure everything's even, because it gets moved around a lot while I'm decorating it. So, but just enough that it doesn't move out of place, or you could do it as you go. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in that day. Sometimes I make the same garland over and over and I get bored, so I like to spice it up and do things backwards. But yeah, so that one's done. You can tighten it. And then I'm going to take my next batch of ribbons, which are, these are so cute. These three. The glitter, a print, and then another glitter goes on top. I already pre-cut the ends, just for the sake of time. Open up the pipe cleaner. And trying to go fast. I have so much green paint under my nail. Cool. Okay, so make sure that it's the way you want it to be. I kind of like let that go and it slid. And then just take the purple. I like to stick my hand in there and make sure it's as open as could be. And then the same with the green. Just make sure it, and then your poof will stay, especially during shipping. I mean, you may have to go in and like fluff it a little, but you shouldn't have to do too much. Because I try to pack it the way it lays. So that's so tight, it's not going anywhere. The poof will stay in place, the ribbon's not going anywhere, but that's, just clip those off. And then I do a bow, 1, 2, 3, 4 ribbon tails, and another bow. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll come back and show you how I make the bow. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how I make the bow. And I'm gonna take this one, probably, I have a ruler, here, let's ruler it. Leave about a 7-inch tail. Doesn't have to be too long. Just make a loop. How big is my loop? It's about 6 inches. So pinch it. See, I folded it and now I'm gonna twist it halfway. I'm just like turning it inside out. Make another 6-inch loop. It's kind of hard to do it on the camera without moving the ribbon. Anyway, see how that is? And then I'm pinching it back there. Very simple. If I were going to add more loops, I would just keep twisting halfway and pinching and doing all that. But these are just for the ends of the garland. I do make a bigger one for the middle. So these are just 2 loop bows. And then pull it like that. Both of these are 6 inches. And this one I'm going to go a little smaller, like a 5-inch. I mean 5.5, whatever. I'm eyeballing it. But then I gather it in the middle, twist it halfway. It's like you're turning it inside out, and then you come back in, pinch it, open it up. So I'm just holding it now, I'm twisting it halfway. And just bringing it in the middle and pinching it again. It is so simple. The most important thing is that you don't let this go. So once you do that, then it starts sliding and your bow doesn't stay fluffy. I'm going to take my little 1.5-inch ribbon, pinch it in the middle, twist it halfway. It's going to be a little smaller, so it's probably like 4 inches. Maybe this is 5.5, maybe this is 5. Just smaller than the last layer of ribbon. Pinch it. Twist it. And now I'm going to do this little half loop in the middle. And that's it. I'm going to zip tie it right onto the garland. Look, I'm going right here. Fold this over. Do it right here with the zip tie. I can take off the pipe cleaner after. And zip tying it right down to the garland. zip ties are a little bit smaller than I usually use, like thinner, but I ordered 8-inch ones from Amazon and this is what they sent me, whatever. So I'm taking this pipe cleaner off. Maybe. Okay. And then just fluffing out my loops, spreading them out before I fully tighten down the zip tie. Did I say that right? Yes. Yep. That's all. That is a bow. You know, you go in, cut your ends. Fancy, fancy. And you have this cute little bow. You can put it on anything. Mailbox, lantern, light switch, whatever you want to do. A gift. The basic steps of how you make a bow. Any kind of bow. If you want it fuller, you add more loops as you go. You can add as much ribbon as you want. I could probably do 5 ribbons with 5 loops each before I can't use my hand anymore because my hands are small. But that is it. Go in here, pull it tight. The end. And this is the finished result. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.